Mom, Dad, I humbly suggest you save some money and shop Amazon for back to school. It's for my growth, meaning my body's growing at an alarming rate. And clothes you buy me this year will be very small very soon. Plus, the clothes I love today will be out of style tomorrow. But at least your wallet doesn't have to be my fashion victim if you shop low prices for school at Amazon. Hopefully this is helpful. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.
The following is an exclusive presentation of News Radio KMAN, your home for K-State athletics. It's game time. This is The Game on News Radio KMAN.
Did you guys watch any of the breakdancing today of the Olympics?
No.
It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting more 13-year-old Mitch.
Oh, boy.
You know, the movie You Got Served. I tried breakdancing after watching that movie. It didn't work out. That was more Mitch at 5 years old trying to squirm and get away after I got in some big trouble. Maybe not 5, maybe a little older than that, but trying to squirm and get away from a butt whooping or something.
Aha.
You know?
Let me just make this clear. Breakdancing is not a sport.
I mean, I think you could turn just about anything into a competition.
Personally, I would be a lot happier if they just did rap battles and we called it good.
Now that would be awesome. Get a little wild and out as an Olympic sport. I'm all in on that. I think that's a great idea. Welcome to The Game. We're on for a full 2 hours today. Mitch Fortner, Troy Coverdale, and A.J. Shaw. In hour number 2, we'll have our next K-State football prediction for 2024. Who will lead K-State in yards per carry this year? Coming up here in a few moments as well, we'll get Troy's Olympics update. But leading off today's show, a very special treat. I put it out there on social media ahead of the show. Seems like a lot of people are excited about this one. We catch up with none other than number 1, the Sauce Boss, Reggie Stubblefield, who joins us right out of the gate on The Game. Reggie, it's great to catch up with you. How often are you called the Sauce Boss these days?
Pretty much all the time, man. And also, thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. It's a blessing. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's great to have you on, and I know you're still popular with K-State fans, even though you just had that 1 year with us back in 2021. And I remember when it was senior day, and it was my first year as the public address announcer for K-State football, and your name is on the list, and I was just getting the pressure of, like, you got to say Sauce Boss in the announcement. I sent it down the flagpole. I asked K-State. It's like, well, if we do that for one person, we got to do it for everybody. And I understood that. So kind of organized. I would take a quick pause and let the people yell Sauce Boss. Could you hear that when you were coming out for senior day?
Yes, I actually did. And I didn't expect it to be that loud. It was just special, man. Something I'll never forget. And thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you for doing that, because I know leading up to senior day, we was talking about doing that, and you got that done. So thank you.
So who came up with the name? I can't remember who, if it was a player, if it was a fan thing. Do you recall where it came from?
Yeah, so I think it was a combination of a lot of things, but I did hear it on this podcast from a couple of other guys. I want to say it was the Bosco Boys.
Okay.
One of those guys over there said it. But leading up, coming into camp, everybody used to call me Sauce. And then we used to do, like, leadership meetings, councils, and all that. And they'd be like, man, this dude just took over. He used to, like, acting like I'm a boss or something like that, you know. But it was just me being a senior, having a lot of experience throughout college, and just wanted to come in with good leadership. So, I don't know. I think everybody put two together, and it ran off ever since.
Well, you became a fan favorite pretty quickly. I think people just gravitated towards your attitude on the field. You were fun to watch. You played quick. You weren't afraid to go hit somebody. You were making tackles for loss. But if I remember correctly, when you were recruited and brought in, that I think you were recruited as a corner, because you had that corner talent, you got that safety talent. I mean, you were more of a nickel and playing in the box. Do you recall how you got into that role?
Yeah, during that season, K-State was transitioning to finding a way to be more dominant defense, and they didn't want to give up a lot of explosive plays. So Klinderman was hiding this 3-high safety scheme throughout the whole summer and leading up throughout fall camp for the first game. And they're trying to find ways to get the transfers, and climbing are trying to find ways to get the best players on the field. And it started off with getting told to go to the corner zone because they wanted more physicality on the edge, guys who can tackle and supporting the run fit by getting tackled for loss and, all those kind of things. But it got to a point also where it was like Echo Park is playing well. We just got Julius Brent. He's playing well. And I'm competing so well with a lot of other guys that was on the depth chart, such as Justin Gardner. And I believe we had a big time, like, red shirt freshman. Forgot his name, man. There's just so many guys, but I'm climbing my way up the ladder every single day. And it gets to the point where it's like, okay, well, let's put him in the safety room now. Let's see if we can get him over there. And the safety room was getting so well. The competition in there was heating up, and everybody was doing well, too. It was like, all right, at this point, we got to figure out a way to get this dude on the field. Let's put him in with our sub linebacker role, our Sam. And I ended up having a crazy competition battle with a lot of guys that I love to this day, Ryan Hennington, Wayne Jones, Amaris Brown, who's at USF right now. Yep. And I just cracked my spot, man, and I took it over, and it was just crazy, man, because I literally went everywhere on that defense, and those guys were just trying to find a way to plug me in and play, and they coach always felt like I was one of the best 11 on the field, so whichever way, whatever position he could put me in, I told him, let's do it. I don't care. I'm a pretty smart guy, versatile, so it's just going to make it happen, and it was a blessing. It helped a lot.
That 2021 season was just it was blast off. There wasn't a whole lot of countdown. It was just blast off for the secondary, especially guys coming in through the transfer portal. You're one of them. You mentioned some others, and now they're in the NFL, like Julius Brents and Russ East. They're both in the league now. Now,
yeah.
Through that summer, fall camp, when you're on campus and you're learning, how the K-State defensive playbook and all that, do you recall, did you get any sort of coaching from Joe Klanderman or Chris Kleiman that helped you get to where you are today? Is there one or two things that stand out?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I tell people this all the time. They literally took my work ethic, which was already crazy, but they took it to a whole nother level. And I say they took it to a championship pedigree. And I say this because I was always in Klanderman and Kleiman's office trying to learn the defense, literally. Like, we have a 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. work schedule, and every single break you could catch me in Klanderman's office. And it was so funny because some of the coaches used to take pictures of me falling asleep on his couch. And just so much credit to them, man, for being willing and open enough to allow a kid like me who comes from an HBCU and just trying to earn his name, respect, and just be so successful at a big-time program, just allowing me to be able to do that. And I give them so much credit because the things that they taught me and the things that I still use to this day on the field and at the game of football, man, wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I'm just so thankful for them, too.
All right, maybe a tough question to answer. Maybe you already have one in mind, but did you have a favorite play as a Wildcat?
Man, the favorite play as a Wildcat. Honestly, man, if I could blitz and that's coming off the edge or in the D-gap with some stunts or whatever, anytime he seen me on the blitz, I mean, that was pretty fun. I wish we could have blitzed a whole lot more, but I like playing man coverage sometimes, too. We'll disguise a couple coverages, and next thing you know, you see me playing man on the tight end or some slot receiver and all that. So it's been some time. I probably forgot the names of the plays, but yeah, man, just anything I could do that's just so versatile. I like that, man. Disguise in and just, here he comes, about to make a special play. So that's pretty much it for me.
All right, let me take it a step further then, because I have a couple in my mind on what it could possibly be. But do you have a favorite, like a favorite tackle, a sack, or a tackle for a loss that you made in a game that is one of your fondest memories?
Yeah, tackles for loss, a sack. I would say my first one against Nevada was pretty special. Leading up to the week, we had another stunt with me blitzing through the big gap, which was going to be taking on basically 230-pound guards and trying to win on them. And at first, I remember Clanderman was about to take it out of the scheme. He felt like we wasn't getting there fast enough. And I was like, Coach, nah, just keep it in. I promise you. Like, keep it in. I'm going to make it happen. And leading up, I think he was a little anxious because he was going against Carson Strong, and they had a good receiving core, and he's one of the top quarterbacks. So I promised him I'd make it happen, and he sent me on the blitz, and I think that was the first one that was special. So that one means a lot.
We're speaking with the sauce boss, Reggie Stubblefield, on the game. One thing we just didn't get a chance to talk to you about because it was the last game of the year. It was after the Texas Bowl. I remember in that pregame, if I remember correctly, the game against LSU, there was a lot of trash talking in pregame, and I think at one point you were being held back. But another reason that could be a special for you was that Houston's just right down the road from Prairie View A&M. So when you look back, how special was that game, the Texas Bowl? You're kind of returning home for that game.
Yes, it was. It was just so. It was like a full circle moment because it's just so crazy leaving Prairie View and getting the chance to come play in the Big 12 and play for Kansas State, Power 5 football, and coming back into Houston at NRG Stadium and having that last game there, and especially my last college game, to have so many family and friends show up and support me, it meant a lot. And yeah, leading up to that game, I'm doing my typical warm-up with the guys. We're just chilling, and then LSU, they just come out of the tunnel and just talking full, like, oh, man. They got to chirping and pushing me and stuff, so it just kind of got out of hand from there. I just couldn't believe it, honestly. But, you seen what happened. Everybody knows what happened. We just let the scoreboard do the talking, and that's exactly what happened that day.
That's exactly what happened that day at NRG Stadium against the LSU Tigers. One more question about K-State. If you had one more year of eligibility, would you have used it and stayed one more year?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. A lot of people said, honestly, if I had one more year, that probably would have helped me a lot with my NFL opportunities and stuff like that. And I agree. Because sometimes all you need is that opportunity, and you need a chance to showcase who you are in a big stage like that. So it helped me a lot. I think people kind of got to see who I am as a player more. And I feel like it's honestly one of the reasons why I'm in the CFL, and I was able to have some success out here and have a championship. So, yeah, without a doubt, would have took that year. Probably would have been a 7th year guy. I don't even care. But, man, yeah, without a doubt.
Well, I got to ask you a few questions about the CFL because you did win a Grey Cup in your rookie season, and I think you were Montreal's nominee for like Rookie of the Year. I would assume you made it look easy. You adjusted pretty well, but was there a big adjustment when you transitioned to the Canadian Football League that does have some different rules?
Yeah, the rules are crazy. I encourage everybody to catch a CFL game, especially because there are a couple guys up here at K-State that's doing pretty well in this league. But, yeah, it was an adjustment, man. Just from guys, anybody on the offensive side being able to motion. There's 12 guys on each side of the ball, which is a big difference when you think about schemes and personnel. And then the field is wider, and it's also 3 downs instead of 4. So the game's a lot faster. But being with Joe Clanderman and Chris Kleiman, the scheme of us having 3 high safeties, it actually helped me a lot because it's kind of the same scheme that we use out here. And they also have me in the nickel role. So getting that experience and being able to play a lot of snaps there, I was able to fly in and dominate, man. And a lot of credit to K-State.
So how did you celebrate the Grey Cup victory?
Oh, Montreal, I didn't realize how much of a party city this place is. It's literally night and day from K-State because we have our couple bars there on that sheet of K-State, and pretty just cool, collective with a lot of college students. But literally everybody out here parties every single day for about 3 weeks. It was ridiculous. So a whole lot of poutine. I don't know if you guys ever had that.
I have, and it's delicious.
Yeah, poutine. It's crazy. I never thought I would eat something like that. A lot of that. Canadians, they love their beer. That is something I would not do again. Canadians love their beer, but K-State guys, they love their beer too. That was kind of funny and ironic that I didn't do that. But Yeah, man, it was just so much fun. Just being around my teammates, getting to cherish that, because championships are hard to come by. And when you get the opportunity to get one, you gotta have fun. You gotta celebrate. Football's hard.
So how well do you speak French?
Yeah, I got a little bonjour and a little comment ça va, a couple of goodbyes and cha-chaos and merci beaucoup for thank you, you're welcome. But I'm still working on it. I get on Duolingo every day. Our coach, he makes us, work pretty hard and try to learn French. So,
Hey, you're a Texas kid. You're a Texas kid moving to Canada. That had to be maybe the biggest adjustment of it all.
Yes, to them, I am a foreigner, and it is crazy. So my accent, when they hear it, they think we ride horses and wear boots all day. And it's just funny. But, yeah, it's definitely a difference. It's night and day. It's crazy. But I enjoy the experience out here. It's very, very fun.
Well, unfortunately, first game this season, you end up with a knee injury. How is that recovery going?
The recovery's going great. I think when it comes to injuries, mindsets, recoveries, you just got to have the right mentality. And I've been having, great support from my family, teammates up here. And every single day I can see myself getting better. And it's a slow process. I have to be very patient. But for the most part, man, every single day has been going well. So I know I'll be back on the field in no time next year or even in this playoffs. We'll see what happens, but I'm just attacking it every single day, and I'm going to be okay.
All right, how these days, how well are you keeping up with what's going on with K-State football?
Every day. If I see it, I'm reading it, paying attention to it, and excited for the season to come. Well,
let's wrap up with just your overall thoughts on this K-State football team in 2024. How good do you think they can be?
I definitely think they can win another championship. I know the mentality in there, though, is to win one game at a time and to win the day. So I don't want to get too far ahead. But on the outside looking in now as a fan, I'm just impressed with what they have and the talent that they are returning. Just from the offensive side, I feel like they're going to be a lot more explosive through the receiver room. I love the tight ends. They're young. They're talented. And defensively, I know those guys are going to be at it. They're going to play hard. They're going to be physical. Special teams is going to do well. That's something that we pride ourselves on. And I think just the strength and conditioning staff, when you talk about how some of those guys are changing their body, how a lot more of those guys are a lot faster to compete with these teams that they're going to see, especially if you think about the playoff brackets and how those things are going to happen. I think K-State has a good chance of doing something really, really special that a lot of teams haven't had the chance to do.
Well, Reggie, 1 year with you as a player at K-State was just not enough, but I think at the very least we need to get you back in Manhattan. Let us know when you come back, and we need you to at least open up the locker room door for the team run out.
Man, I appreciate you for saying that. I was just thinking about that.
It's got to happen. I think you would get a loud reaction, and I think you're playing professional football right now. We'll let that happen for now. I mean, you got a bright future ahead of you, but when things settle down, we got to get you to open up that locker room door.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. We got to make that happen.
All right, Reggie. Hey, it was great catching up with you, and I'm very proud of your success. K-State Nation's very proud of you for your success, and it's not done yet, so we're going to be watching. Thank you for your time, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's the Sauce Boss, Reggie Stubblefield, on the game. I think that's one of my favorite interviews.
Definitely.
Sorry about that. I've ever had on. He, so open, so ready to talk about K-State sports and give us a little bit of behind the scenes. And you want to talk about somebody that was super grateful and super passionate about the opportunity to be a Wildcat just for one season. Mm-hmm. And I think he's one of the best that took that opportunity and ran with it.
No doubt about it. And especially when you see someone coming from a school like Prairie View, where they have had a lot of tough years in terms of their football program, and saying, all right, I'm going to do what I need to do to get this opportunity and make it work. And the time he put in behind it and the effort that he put in behind it, it's just stellar. You love those types of stories.
Once again, that was the Sauce Boss, Reggie Stubblefield. Certainly in the Chris Kleiman era, one of my favorite players to come through Manhattan so far. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, Troy's final Olympic update.
Ooh.
Olympics aren't done. We still got a couple of days left, but it's Troy's final Olympic update, and that comes next on The Game.
Number you have reached.
Tweet The Game, KMAN, or call 537-1350 and get in touch with the show. This is The Game on News Radio KMAN.
This episode is brought to you by our good friends at NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. I'm sure by now you've all gotten back into your Sunday routines, but they could be even better. With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get the most live NFL games all in one place, every game, every Sunday. And you can even watch up to 4 different games at once with Multiview, one of my favorite inventions of this decade. It's exactly what you need to catch all the action, make your Sundays more magical. And also, YouTube TV is great. I got it this year. It's awesome. Sign up now at youtube.com/BS. Device and content restrictions apply. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
It was awesome catching up with the Sauce Boss, Reggie Stubblefield, just moments ago. If you missed it, we'll, of course, upload it on our podcast after hour number 1 wraps up. Letting it digest a little bit. Yeah, it's absolutely one of my favorite interviews we've ever had during my tenure as a host here on The Game. Mitch Fortner, Trey Coverdale, and AJ Shaw back with you. If you want to follow Reggie Stubblefield on Twitter, you should certainly do so at @1ReginaldS. Give him a follow. He's over 6,000. He's a professional football player up there in Canada. Go show him that continued support of K-State love.
Canada? I go Canada.
That might be get a little confused with Grenada.
Okay. I don't think people think of Grenada when I say Canada, but okay.
I think it's cicadas.
North Freedom Land.
What else can we rhyme with it?
North Freedom Land.
All right. Watch any Olympics today?
No, I have not had a chance to watch.
I didn't get to watch anything today.
I watched a little bit of water polo when I was in there this morning during the 8 o'clock hour of the morning show, but other than that, not really. Been busy today. Well,
we have one left. As the Olympics wrap up this weekend, the closing ceremonies on Sunday, and the word's out there now. Tom Cruise is going to do some stunt that connects, it's like the passing of the torch from Paris to Los Angeles, who is hosting in 2028. The final Olympics update, here is Troy Coverdale.
Brianna Stewart and the U.S. women's basketball team cruising to a familiar place, the Olympic gold medal game. Stewart led a balanced offense as the Americans beat the Aussies 85-64 today in the semifinals, extending their Olympic winning streak to 60 consecutive games, dating back to when Troy was in school. 1992, dating back to before Mitch.
Oh, you're talking college. Well, I was born in 90.
Okay, all right, yes. I was still in school here, yes.
My birthday's next week.
Sha'Carri Richardson captured her first Olympic gold with a come-from-behind anchor leg for the U.S. in the 4x1. The silver medalist from the 100 received the baton from Thomas in third place. By the halfway point of the leg, she had overcome runners from Britain and Germany. The Americans won the race in 41.78 seconds. That would be Gabby Thomas, by the way, that she took the baton from. It was a 7/100ths of a second win over Britain, which struggled with a pair of baton changes in the rain. The men, meanwhile, they did what the men have traditionally done, and that is gack up the opportunity. This year's mishap happening quickly. It's the streak of 20 years without an Olympic medal in the 4x1 for the U.S. men.
Wow.
They on the first exchange wound up having their two runners crash into each other. Oops.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. U.S. disqualified for what's called an illegal pass.
And Troy just broke his mic.
I did not touch a thing.
That was not a clean handoff on the first turn.
Nope. I guess the microphone decided to protest. The Americans will take home men's volleyball hardware. They outlasted Italy in a wild back-and-forth affair for bronze today, 25-23, 30-28, 26-24. And Olivia Reeves won the United States' first Olympic gold medal in weightlifting in 24 years. Reeves lifted 390 pounds in the snatch and another 320 in the clean and jerk, for a total that put her past Mari Levis Sanchez of Colombia by 5 kilograms total. So a good effort by weightlifting. We don't hear much anymore about weightlifting now that we are past the steroid days.
AKA the good old days, right? Or is that baseball? Back when we didn't have a pitch clock.
Yeah, well, it's a much better game with the pitch clock right now.
And the first baseman didn't talk to the runner on first.
Yeah, I know. So much to get grumpy over. Speaking of which, by the way, a certain boxer just won gold on the women's side. That's going to irritate some people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, on the she's
no.
The Algerian?
Not US, the Algerian.
Yep.
Who was born female?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That'll be an interesting conversation with a friend of mine this weekend.
Well, we do
you put air quotes around interesting, right?
We have updated medal standings. China actually caught up to the U.S. in golds.
Yes, they did.
As we stand right now, which I think is competition done for today. Have they wrapped? I mean, it's what, 10, 11 o'clock?
Yes.
Over in Paris?
Yes.
I think they're about wrapped up.
By the way, soccer goes at 10 our time tomorrow. Women's soccer.
And they're playing who? France?
They're playing France.
That'll be fun. No, China, United States, both tied now at 33 golds. So U.S. women, we need that dub. We need that gold medal to beat China. I said a few days ago, it's China. It ain't going to get here. Well, kind of tied it up. Meanwhile, the Americans still dominating in the overall medal standings. USA 111. China in second place with 83. And in third place is Great Britain with 57. France, by the way, in fourth, one shy of the British with 56. Yeah, so things are winding down. I shouldn't have said that I didn't watch any today. I did watch a little bit of break dancing because I saw it was on. I was like, well, I got to check this out for a little bit. And there was an Australian gal. I didn't, maybe breakdancing has a different style in Australia. That's my best guess because it's not American style.
It just didn't work for you.
I'm used to folks spinning on their heads and
right,
spinning like a top.
Yeah, well, that's not apparently the sport version. I know.
Australia was squirming around like one of their venomous snakes. Also, the gal was like doing like crunches while laying on her side. I was like, what is this? Is that a legal move? I think we need to go to the judges on this one. Then I watched the American girl go in and she's like, she's like doing the freezing stuff, the legs up in the air. Looked like she was a Limp Bizkit fan.
No, boy.
Which is exactly how you should dress if you're competing in the Olympics and or in breakdancing.
Right.
A Limp Bizkit fan, really?
I mean, listen, they had Snoop right there. That's what they really should have done was have Snoop provide the tunes.
He did get out there and dance a little bit, but it wasn't nothing like breakdancing.
Sure.
He just did his little,
his little
boogie.
shuffle.
Yeah, the Snoop Dogg shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Limp Bizkit
Yes,
fan.
we know, AJ, you don't like Limp Bizkit. You are anti-Limp Bizkit. You don't even eat biscuits.
Well, that's not true. I do eat biscuits.
I was going to say he'd be a bad Chicagoan if he didn't eat biscuits and gravy.
That's a very Midwestern thing.
I would be a bad Shaw if I didn't eat anything bread. Butter and rolls, man. That's rolls and butter. That's the Shaw staple.
In Chicago, do they call biscuits and gravy blank on shingles? A shingle, whatever it is.
Not in my family, but I'm sure there are folks out there that do say that.
Yeah, that's more military.
It's more of a military.
Oh, is that a military thing?
Yeah, that's a military thing.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, my father-in-law was a military cook, so I'm fully aware.
Oh, gotcha. I am not a huge biscuits and gravy fan. I'm just not. I've never really been into it. My family loves it. I'm not into it. But rolls and butter, whew. You ever see me? If you just put a big thing of butter and rolls in front of me, I would probably eat a lot of them.
For way too long, my family was margarine. Like, went as far as we would make, I say we, my parents would make stovetop popcorn.
Sure.
And then melt margarine. And it just, I tried it again, like, not long ago, and it wasn't what I remembered.
You got to put the real deal on popcorn.
Oh, for sure.
Do you remember, probably too old for you, the original air popper setup when it first came out for popcorn?
Like had the tin foil?
No. The air popper, not the on the stove. The air popping setup that is the...
Like it went through this small little chute into the bowl?
Correct.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I do.
The original one actually had the butter melter on the back.
Ooh. Nice.
On the back. It actually worked as opposed to sitting on the top of the...
Damn, I think we just found out when we peaked.
And I have hated the fact that they ever made that change. I don't know why they made that change.
Somebody burned themselves
Probably,
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so stupid. So stinking stupid.
God, I think of Arrested Development, the cornballer now.
Oh, boy.
When you go to a movie theater, now these days, you could just go over to the little counter and you put the butter on the popcorn yourself.
Oh.
How long are you holding the button?
Too
long. Too long. And then I'm going all out on the salt. Salt, man.
Yeah.
I love some salt in my food. Salt and pepper, but not on popcorn. I don't put pepper on popcorn.
Salt and pepper on biscuits and gravy.
There you go.
I'm at least 20 seconds on that butter.
It's Friday, right? Yeah, we're on to tangents today.
And I tried there was a thing where you take a straw.
Yeah.
And you put it through like the middle of the popcorn and you're supposed to like take and then put the nozzle over the straw, and I didn't think that worked that well, but it just looked cool on the threads or the reels.
My dad was a 15 to 20 second guy on the butter at the movie theater, and then he was going all out on the salt. Probably not smart for his health, but that's how he did it.
Here's a thought. Have you guys ever seen anything reported on when it comes to concession stands at the Olympics?
No, I have not.
Like what they have and what they're charging?
No. I have not, no.
I haven't heard anything either. Maybe we need to look into that and get a report from AJ Shaw after the break. AJ's going to report on the concession stands at the Olympics, what's available, how much it costs, and I want to talk a little Royals when we come back as well. You're listening to The Game.
Your home for K-State sports.
And they will hang another banner in Bramlage. K-State is the champion of the women's NIT.
This is The Game on News Radio, KMAN.
What are we listening to here, AJS?
Culture Club by, Karma Chameleon.
No.
I wish it was.
No, that's not it at all.
I know. That's what it was titled in the thing, but yeah, this is not it.
No, that's Badlands by Springsteen.
Yeah.
You got burned by rotation stuff.
I'm not really a Springsteen guy.
You know,
I think I've talked about this.
You know, he's got some good music, but I'm not in love with him either.
This one was more
Yep.
Brandon Peoples fandom.
Ah, gotcha.
Shout out to Brandon.
We're back on The Game. Mitch Fortner, Trey Coverdale, and AJ Shaw. Do we have a
Sure.
update on any concession stand stuff for the Olympics?
So this guy, Adam Himmelsbach with the Boston Globe was
Shout out to
there.
him.
Yeah, shout out to him. He said, there are so many venues at these games, but the menu choices are fairly uniform and basic regardless of location. Bercy Arena had hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizza. Throw some ice cream in a batting helmet, yell someone in a Yankees cap, and you'll pretty much be at Fenway Park. For my first course, I opted for a 4-cheese panini for €8. All the prices were reasonable, really. The woman behind the counter reached into a small oven and pulled out a baguette wrapped in light paper. And
it's $8.74. What €8 is?
Oh, geez,
that doesn't look good.
No.
I would imagine
he had a sugar crepe too.
they have like burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah, it's like an
a lot of
American
American foods.
But they do have some French food. I mean, I mentioned he had a sugar crepe. Here's the sugar crepe from Mr. Adam Himmelsbach.
Yeah, that looks $12 or €12.
Yeah, I was going to say the question is were they accepting the euros or was this all on card?
And here is cheese and this looks just nasty.
Yeah, cashless venues.
Yes, cashless venues.
This looks just nasty. It's cheese and pickle bites with fries.
Cheese and pickle
Let me
bites.
score up a little.
I mean,
who did they import from Arkansas to come up with that?
I love fried pickles, but I've never had cheese with them. I bet that would be good. I bet that would be solid.
Man.
Maybe ask for a little cheese on the fries.
And then
the fries don't look good.
And then he had a lemon and raspberry sorbet bar. I mispronounced that word. S-O-R-B-E-T. I'm guessing that's sorbet. I'll show it here to the two gentlemen in front of me.
Well, maybe. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Nope.
Looks like yellow vomit.
Maybe in 4 years we'll have boots on the ground. We'll get the full reports from Los Angeles.
Our own Olympics food reporter. Live from
I don't think we're big enough to have, get credentials. Well, if we're there to cover, specific athletes.
Right.
If there's more K-Staters, I think we could get credentials for that. I think that'd be definitely doable. All right, tonight we got Royals baseball, start of a 2-game series. 2. This is super rare.
So off.
It's only Friday, Saturday. For the Royals and Cardinals, they will not play on Sunday. The Royals are 64-52, 59-57 is the record for the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's get an update on the Central standings, the American League Central standings. All of a sudden, the Royals are only 3.5 games back.
That's right. And still hold that 1.5 edge in the wild card chase for that final spot.
Cleveland is 67-48, and Minnesota is 2.5 back from them. So the Royals are only 1 game back from second place in the American League Central. And yes, Troy, you are right. The Royals still hold on to the third wild card spot, 1.5 games ahead of the Boston Red Sox. They're only 1 game back of the Twins and 4 games back of the New York Yankees, who have the American League MVP, unfortunately. How are we feeling about this St. Louis series? I mean, this is when Royals and Cubs fans come together, kind of, in the hatred for the St. Louis Cardinals. By the way, Michael Lorenzen is on the hill tonight.
The question is there more hatred from the St. Louis fans because of what happened in '85, or the Royals fans just don't like the Cardinals?
You think are Cardinals fans over? You're thinking of, I think you're thinking of 80. Oh no, it was 85. Yeah, it was 85.
85.
Yeah, so 80. Are they over it?
No, they're not over it.
They still sent death threats to Don Denkinger even when he was well out of the league.
So our thoughts on the series?
My number one thought is that they're going to be hungry coming in, but they're in a situation right now where they find themselves so out of the mix that I don't know that they feel like that they're in that spot where they can make some hay and try and help themselves out here down the stretch. I don't know how much fire they still have for a rivalry, especially after the Royals swept them in St. Louis earlier.
Yeah.
Doubleheader sweep, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Royals need to get a couple wins this weekend. They got a big win Wednesday night against Boston, 1.5 up on the Red Sox. Again, it would be nice to see this bullpen get some consistency. Pitching didn't do great in the first 2 games of the series. Singer struggled. Lugo struggled. Bobby Witt bails you out with a big game on Wednesday night along with the rest of the offense. So, yeah, pretty much you need 2 wins here. It'd be nice to get 2 wins here.
Well, like I said, Lorenzen is on the hill tonight for a 7:10 first pitch. Michael Wacha will get the start on Saturday, former Cardinal.
Correct.
And that's a 6:10 first pitch, pregame at 5:30 on Saturday. We'll have pregame coverage at 6:30 tonight here on News Radio KMAN. Also a reminder, the home schedule for K-State Athletics for the 24-25 academic year opens up tonight. Boozer Family Park, K-State Soccer will be hosting Arkansas. Arkansas is a very good program, and K-State, this will be their first matchup at home. It's not an official matchup. It's just an exhibition, so this will not count towards the regular season record, but it's our first look at the Cats, and old Troy Coverdale will be on the PA tonight. And I saw in the office you were looking through pronunciations for Arkansas.
Yes, I was. It's actually pretty simple.
Okay. Well, whose is easier, K-State or Arkansas?
Actually, Arkansas.
Okay. I didn't think K-State's looked too
No,
bad.
they're not bad at all either.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it should be,
it's pretty straightforward.
Nice, easy breeze in the office
There
tonight.
you go.
I'll also be there. I'll just be there as an observer, watching as a member of the media, and also critiquing Troy at every step. Let's wrap up hour number 1. Coming up next, hour number 2, we get to our 5th prediction of the K-State football preseason. This is an important question. Who leads K-State in yards per carry? Coach Prime with 2 awkward interactions with the media today. Hour 2 next on The Game.